What have I gotten myself into? Yes, that's right, another alarm clock. But not just any alarm clock. Take a look at the price tag. Whoops. Well, maybe you could take a look at the price tag before the focus lost the plot. Yes, I went to the thrift store, and yes, I came back with an alarm clock for $5. I don't think I did too badly for what this is. This, sorry for the bad lighting, is a national Panasonic brand. There's a national logo right there as well. Model number, if we can be careful with this, because UXW Bill told me that it's fairly easy to break the front little plastic piece, and I believe it. That is not exactly the sturdiest thing in the world. Model number RC-65B. One thing that I haven't been able to figure out about this is where exactly the backup battery goes, if it even takes one. I'm sure it's got some way of backing up the time, because it does hold its time settings for a brief period of, well, time. No pun intended. But I haven't been able to find any battery. So, I don't know. Maybe it's got something inside of it. It does have a speaker. This is a clock radio, as you can see. It's got the AM and FM band, typical AM and FM band. I believe this is even the extended AM and FM band. The real reason why I bought it is in the display. If we can get a light here, I wonder, if I turn on the video effect, will it actually show up? Well, not really. Maybe you can guess. I've talked about this on a couple of live broadcasts recently, but here's the reason why I got it. Yes, folks, that is an honest-to-goodness vacuum fluorescent display. They had a lot of clocks there, a lot of interesting clocks. All of them, however, were LCD variants, and I've got plenty of those. I've got that one that's sitting over there. I've got one in my closet. I've got, I've got plenty of them, so I don't need any more. But this is an honest-to-goodness vacuum fluorescent display, which drove the coolness factor up quite a bit. That and the fact that it's in, absolutely, for what it is. I think it's sitting on something. Yeah, it is sitting on something. For what it is pretty darn good shape. It's seen a little bit of action here, as you can see, and this needs to be cleaned off, but it is certainly serviceable. And what's more is that it works. But it does have a few problems. Again, for $5, I don't feel too badly. It's got the original cord on it, as you can see there. It even says National on the cord. How fancy is that? You won't see that on a modern alarm clock. But the cord seems to be a little bit discombobulated. It probably saw a little bit of action in its time, which might explain this here. You know what? I didn't even notice this switch on the side. A low and high brightness setting. So there is something that might come in handy. We've got what is usually called a snooze button, but National Panasonic, or maybe it's National, or maybe it is Panasonic, I have no idea. On the bottom it identifies itself as a Panasonic, so I'm going to call it Panasonic from here on out. It's got a doze button. There's a sleep timer. Of course, that's for setting your date or your time. And it will freewheel set the time. There is a setting on there, it's a switch on the bottom that will allow you to lock that, which presumably doesn't let you push any of those buttons. Following that up, you've got the alarm set button there. The selector for the alarm, whether you want it to wake on a buzzer, wake on the radio, or don't wake at all. Manual setting, which will turn on the radio. The volume knob, which surprisingly is not scratchy. And an AM and FM band switch. On the side, of course, you get your tuning knob. On the bottom, we find a couple of interesting features. Apparently, there's a place for either connecting an FM antenna, or that is the FM antenna. Not quite sure on that one. We've got a voltage selection, which the camera, there we go. So this is actually capable of operating in both realms of the world. Those that operate on a 110 to 125 volts, such as here in Canada, or in the United States, and possibly other countries as well. And also the 220, 240 for use in countries in Europe. And again, possibly elsewhere. We've got a 50 Hz, 60 Hz selector in addition to that over there, so that's pretty cool. It's recessed so you can't automatically or accidentally bump it. And there is your time set, adjust, or lock button. There's presumably a serial number, which you can't see, unfortunately, because just because of the lighting, I suppose. But, well, there you go. I guess you can kind of see it there. Caution! To prevent electric shock, do not remove screws. No user serviceable parts inside. Refer servicing to qualified service personnel. Well, we're not going to be taking this apart. At least I don't ever plan to. I'm not sure if this piece of tape on the back is supposed to be there or what. Looks like ordinary masking tape to me. Maybe it was used to store the cord. I have no idea. You're probably asking, gee, what do you need another alarm clock for? Well, I don't. I mainly got it just for the, you know, for the humor value and to make a video of it, but I do still plan on using it. I'm not sure where I'm going to put it, though, because as you can see, that's pretty much taken over there. That's taken over here. This is basically one of the very few places I could put it. And over there is also pretty much taken. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I do plan on using it. And it will still stick around. I bought it mainly for future use, not for present use. And it took a little bit, but there it is. Powered on. You can see the vacuum fluorescent display in all its goodness. Turn it up to, wow. That's better. I thought it was dim from age, but it turns out that's not quite true. It's just this dimmer switch was set to low. I'll leave it on low for the camera. We can set it here, and we just need to lightly touch these buttons. Don't need to hammer on them. It's about 7:23 right now. PM, of course. And if we want to set the alarm, we can just simply do this. Stick there for a bit. Set a sleep timer. Turn on the radio. As you can probably hear. Pressing the doze button turns it off. Can wait to a buzzer, which I will demonstrate at the end of this video. You can turn on the radio. Let's try tuning here. This is very good for fine tuning. But as you'll hear, here's the second problem with this particular radio, clock radio. The speaker isn't exactly in great condition. Just do a band sweep here. Ew, I don't know what that is, but it certainly isn't music. Ooh, a French talk station. Who's that? Yeah, that sounds really bad. Picking up some interference there, sounds like. Oh, another French station. Lots of interference, or maybe it's heterodyning going on, I don't know. Another French station. Okay, that's weird. There's only supposed to be 3 of those here. Oops. I can feel that in the camcorder. There's something in the camcorder anyway. I think that's 1061 CHEZ. Somewhere around here is, what's that? Either it's distorting because of some internal problems, like possibly capacitors. It could be bad capacitors. Or it's bad because the speaker was cranked up a little bit too high for a little bit too long. Almost sounds like what V Westlife did to his sound design radio. Yeah, there's that 106.9 CKQB sucky station. It sounds like crap. What station is this? Well, I don't know what that is, but that's not music either. Looks like that's pretty much it for what's on the band there. Have a quick peek at what's on AM. Jesus. Yeah, it's all basically interference. Oh, there's something. Oops, the camera went out of focus. Let's try and hold this. Yeah, unfortunately, it's mostly just radio interference. There's something. Oh well. So that was pretty much it for that. Let me demonstrate the alarm buzzer, and then that will pretty much do it for this video. And there is the National Panasonic clock in its rightful home. That's where it's going to be staying, and hopefully it will last for a good long while. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them down below. And this is CP666 signing off. I hope to see you next time. Till then. Thanks for making me laugh, cat.